Bullshit. Let me tell you why this is pissing me off. Here's why I'm getting upset with this.
I'm not agreeing. I'm saying
no,
the student loan
I get
thing
that,
is
but let me tell
exactly...
you what is happening. So, the $1.5 trillion of student debt that we have right now, whatever the number is, we got. I think it's $1 trillion of credit card debt, $1.5 trillion of student loan debt. So I'm here defending not to bail out student loan debt, right? Because you're weakening the economy if you keep bailing the average person out, right? I'm defending not doing that because I'm defending capitalism. But at the same freaking time, at the top, you guys are doing deals to get in you're essentially bailing out the freaking big banks. How the hell? How do you expect people to not get pissed off?
Patrick Bet-David brought on this woke idiot onto his show who was defending many things that the government is doing that's hurting Americans, and Patrick Bet-David was having none of it. He went so hard on this guy live here on the PBD podcast, on the Valuetainment YouTube channel, and the whole panel was stunned at how hard Patrick Bet-David went. But I mean, he is defending stealing voters from American citizens. So, let's go ahead and get into this clip here where Patrick Bet-David absolutely annihilates this woke idiot for his lies. Let's check it out.
Let me ask you a question. So, say the economy at the time, where in March of 2009, we put $1.25 trillion into the market, quantitative easing. How much was in the market at that time? How much money was circulating at that time? Give me a number, give or take. Whatever, let's make a number up. 10 trillion? 12 trillion?
I look at it on a flow basis because credit creation is actually a flow concept. And whereas, you're asking now about the stock of money, but really the question is how much new money is created. Now that in 2008 was actually negative because banks didn't create credit at the end of 2008. And the central bank, yes, put in trillions, but in total, that was still less than the shrinkage of the money supplied by the banks.
It doesn't matter. All I'm asking is, if we had 10 trillion and we put 1.25 trillion plus another 200 plus another 300 billion, so add that to 1.75 trillion,
okay.
And if we have a 10 trillion, that's 17.5%. My money devalued, went lower.
But it's not. What
$100 became $83.
You have to understand the transaction I'm saying is a transaction to shift assets from A to B inside the banking system. That does not create any money in the economy. It does not increase the money supply at all. And that's why.
So where did the money show up? Or where did the 2 trillion?
It doesn't show up anywhere. Because you're immediately retiring it, you're putting it into these non-performing assets. It's the central bank saying, let's delete these non-performing assets.
Was there money given from central bank to banks?
That's right.
Was there money that
went
from...
yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
So where did that money that the central bank...
It was retired by writing off those non-performing assets. The central bank could just write them off.
But that's still money, though. The money went...
No, it didn't. It just solved the bookkeeping problem.
What am I missing here, Tom?
Well, you have to understand that...
I think what you need... excuse me. I think the point we're missing here, and you need to help us, and when Pat says, let's take the hat off the complexity for the average person. So right now, I have a toxic asset. I'm having to pay interest because that's levered. So that has a cost to me. Correct? I'm collecting from you a payment on this $1 trillion asset. All of a sudden, you can't make the payment anymore. Well, I've got a little tiny payment over here that I was paying to the central bank on the original dollars. So what you're saying is the central bank knows that you're going to stop paying me, so now this is toxic or non-performing asset, right? Not performing anymore, just stuck. So they'll say, I will take it off your balance sheet so you no longer have to pay the interest on the underlying capital, and I'll just take and own this. A minute later, that doesn't show up on my balance sheet, and a minute later, I don't have to make the cost payment, and I'm not getting the revenue payment from you, so therefore it's off my balance sheet. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so for a consumer, help us understand this, because we're talking in the United States about student loans, and you're the student. And they're saying, well, the students aren't going to be able to pay these, so...
This is bullshit. Let me tell you why this is pissing me off. Here's why I'm getting upset with this.
I'm not agreeing. I'm saying the student loan thing
that, but let me tell you what is happening. So the $1.5 trillion of student debt that we have right now, whatever the number is, we got, I think it's $1 trillion of credit card debt, $1.5 trillion of student loan debt. So I'm here defending not to bail out student loan debt. Right? Because you're weakening the economy if you keep bailing the average person out, right? I'm defending not doing that because I'm defending capitalism. But at the same freaking time, at the top, You guys are doing deals to get in you're essentially bailing out the freaking big banks. How the hell? How do you expect people to not get pissed off?
Well, that's certainly.
It's wild to me that anybody can have a tape, opinion that's opposite from what Patrick Bet-David is saying. And I never understand these people that, and I'm not even sure who this guy is, to be honest. Like the title said he's the godfather of quantitative easing. I'm not really sure what that means. I don't know who the hell this guy is, but it blows my mind that anybody can have a take that's not what Patrick Bet-David's saying here. And anybody who's defending what the government's doing here and what the central banking is doing with, bailing out the banks, and anyone who's defending that so blindly, you can see the mental gymnastics they're playing. And, Tom did his best to explain what this guy's saying and tell him in a nice way that what he's saying is ridiculous and his mental gymnastics. But Patrick Bet-David just cuts right through the BS and says, this is pissing me off right here. Here's the deal. This is why this is corrupt. And I don't understand why anyone would be defending what the central bank system is doing anyway, unless they're someone or somehow getting a kickback or benefiting from it. And if that's the case, then your opinion should be thrown out the window, because you're corrupt as well. You shouldn't have an opinion on it, or at least you shouldn't be stating your opinion to the American people and trying to act as if they should try and adopt your symphony, because not everybody's getting a kickback from this corruption that's happening. Let's just get back into it, see where this goes.
And so now
That's where I was going.
We're about to go into the next phase today that we're sitting there. Oh, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. We keep printing money. Oh, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. The government keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It doesn't affect you. Don't worry about it. It doesn't affect you. And these banks are doing buyback stocks. And then you're essentially the people that are the small business owners that are sitting there saying, no, man, go out there, make your money. You can do it on your own. You can be a small business owner. The market is not unfair. The market is not this. And the average person sitting there saying, but Pat, dude, okay, fine. I want to agree with you, but at the same time, look at these suckers getting bailed out.
Yeah.
How about me? The money never flowed to me. I remember during that time, real legitimate small business owners in 08, 09, after these guys got bailed out, like, okay, great, money's going to flow out. Do you know how difficult it was to get a $200,000 loan from Chase? Chase was saying, no. What do you mean no? Bank of no. You just got this money to bail people out.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
So I can see how this produces the level of division to get the average person to say, here's why I'm pissed off. And by the way, they have a point. And the people that are trying to do it the right way saying, listen, man, I don't have that kind of access to capital. So to say, yeah, don't worry about it. The money doesn't do anything. It's not what you think it is. But is it being printed? Yeah, but it's not the way you think it is. It's a distressed asset, and they're buying 20 at $100. So you're not really going to feel it. I am going to feel it. It's $2 trillion. No, but it's not. So if people like you, who are the intellectuals that have gone and done this research, this is not my world. This is your world. This is why I'm asking you the questions. You're not asking me the questions, right? You're the expert. I'm the guy that's trying to learn from you. My concern is, then the market now is going to have a correction. Let me give you what I think is going to happen, and then give me your argument on what's the right solution now.
Okay, just before then, just to point out where we, that we actually do agree, because you see, the
Dude, this guy is terrified right now. He's like, before you go into cooking me even more, let me just tell you, I promise we agree. And you can see PBD's face. He's like, please just shut the hell up. Just shut up and stop. And he's just not having it right now, man. And this guy is just trying his absolute best to get on PBD's good side. But I think that ship has kind of sailed with the mental gymnastics and the dishonesty he was spewing out of his mouth right now. And you can just see it on PBD's face. He's done with this guy. He just wants him off of his show.
There were two problems with this bailout in 2008, 2009 by the Fed. And one was that it was mainly the big banks that were being bailed out. And that is unfair, and that should be criticized. And that is against capitalism. And also,
that's where SIFI came from.
And you see, but the central bank did that because most central banks actually have another agenda, which is not a good one. And that is to concentrate the banking system. And they use that to help the big guys, whereas the small banks, they were not helped, and they had to merge. And so in the last 25 years, 5,000 banks have disappeared in the US and 5,000 banks have disappeared in the Eurozone under the ECB. And that's the agenda. They want to have fewer and fewer and bigger banks.
this
And that's
is the
really
old-
bad. That's not good. We should found constantly new, small, local community banks, which is something I'm doing actually. I'm working on that. We have to hold against this. So that is one problem of the way they did it. And I wouldn't have done it the way they did.
That's the old Rothschild Bilderberg argument, right? That they're going to concentrate everything at the top. Am I correct?
Well, I'm just looking at the data, and the data says in the Eurozone, since the ECB arrived, 5,000 banks have disappeared, and it's not the big ones. It is the small ones. They're being forced.
It's not good.
But you know what I'm asking about, right? There's a long-standing thing. This is World Economic Forum, Davos is...
I'm gonna have to cut it off here, unfortunately, because we can't get into that stuff. We just can't talk about it. But let me know what you guys think about Patrick Bet-David really going scorched earth on this guy. And it doesn't get much worse than that. And it really is just glorious to watch Patrick Bet-David do that. You know, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, once again, about Patrick Bet-David going full scorched earth. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.